Hi, my name's Caesar, and I'm a psychotherapist who absolutely loves the show Severance. But let me tell you what I think what is really happening on the show. Now, Ben Stiller uses a phrase on the second floor of Severance called MDR. And what does MDR stand for? It stands for macro data refinement. Essentially, they refine data. Now, I don't think Ben Stiller used that word MDR for no reason. I think he is missing a letter though, and I think he's purposely leaving it out. The I for EMDR. Now, what ends up happening as you go up and down the elevator? You completely forget everything that happened in that moment, and it changes the way you perceive a situation. Now, what does EMDR do in psychotherapy? EMDR helps you to rewire your brain so you're no longer having that same reaction that one might have, and they're having a less triggering response. So think of it like you're snowboarding down a mountain. Anytime you're activated or triggered, your neurons act a certain way. And what EMDR does, it helps to completely erase that pathway that the neurons were making connections with thoughts, feelings, body sensations that's connected to a memory. And it's wiping it out so you can make new connections to that same traumatic event that happened. So it's still there, but you're no longer reacting with the same charge. Hence, what's happening to Gemma as she is going to the baby cradle and taking away its parts, because old her would have been activated. She would have cried, would have had a normal reaction. But what is Lumon's sole purpose? They don't want you to feel pain. They want her to not experience any of this pain at all. And another thing that I find very, very interesting is the innies versus the outies. Now in psychotherapy, we have what's called parts work. We have one part of us thinks one way and another part thinks of it completely different. Now think of it this way. Imagine you are being written up by your boss. Maybe one part of you is like, I'm going to talk back and I'm going to stand up for myself because I don't deserve to be talked away that way. And maybe there's another part of you that says, hey, chill. We're not trying to lose this job. We got some bills to pay, right? And every part is activated because of previous memory that has occurred that causes us to react while we're reacting. What if I were to tell you that parts work is what's happening, but this is the innies versus the outies. We have the innie who wants to stay with Helly, hence his decision to continue the relationship and not go with Helly. While the outie wants to be with Gemma, right? So that's my take on what's happening on the show. I'm looking forward to season 3 of Severance to find out what ends up happening. How are they going to integrate the innies versus the outies? Or how are they going to integrate parts work? One part of us feels one way while the other thinks of it completely different. But thank you for watching this full video. Feel free to like and subscribe and hit that share button. Thanks.